Hi everyone, welcome again to Grief Support, where broken hearts find hope. Today, I promised I was going to tell you my story. When I grew up, I knew one thing for certain, that people at one point died. And when people died, they were buried in a certain way, in a very honorable way. So my expectation was brought to a rude end when my brother was murdered. When my brother was murdered, our lives fell apart. Something inside us as family members died with him. We were never the same. In spite of what people may say, time will heal, it never did for us, or for me personally. My brother's death was traumatic to me personally for three reasons. First, it was the first immediate family member that we lost. Second, the nature of his murder. That the murder meant he has to be buried unceremoniously. We had already had a stigma with my brother having mental health illness. And even in death, there was the next stigma, being buried unceremoniously. And especially the fact that it was late by the time his body was brought to the homestead and he was buried at night. That thing, it was such a great loss to us because my brother was like the only light we had in our home for that particular time. And we felt in physical darkness as our only light was blown out. And that was even worsened by the fact that because of the traditional rules, we couldn't light a fire outside when people are out to warm, as it happens in other funerals. We couldn't sing in spite of the fact that my brother was a committed Christian. There was total silence and darkness. That made me angry. Angry with the society, angry for the person who makes such rules that have no respect for the grievers. Grieving is not about the dead person. It is about the grievers, those who have lost, going through their loss. It is them traveling that journey of pain, coming to terms with what has happened to them. And it really, really angers me when people are denied the opportunity to have a normal grief because of what the society attaches on your loved one. Their lifestyle, their status, whatever it is irrelevant. To the family affected, that is 100% loss, and they feel it. So, through that, I realized something else, that when you are grieving, people will see you just in the first times. Once the burial is done, you are left to your own devices. Nobody now has interest in knowing what is going on in your life. And so you are expected to carry on. And I carried on, we carried on. However, over 20 years, and I was researching on some information to do a presentation on grief. I bumped into the Grief Recovery UK, and when I read that website, I fell in love with it because it addressed what had been my problem, and it had opportunity to empower me to also be effective in supporting others. That is when I signed up to go and become a grief recovery method specialist. But hang on, just before you think I was just ushered in, no. We don't, in grief recovery, you are told to be not taking people to where you've never been. So we had to go through the grief recovery program ourselves. And that is what saved me from that anger for the unresolved grief I had about my brother and other losses that I had, but I didn't know how to go about them. So I'd done what most people do, keep quiet about them, hide them, or just say you are okay to be like others. So after the grief recovery method being effective in my life, that is when I even went back and did the Advanced Grief Recovery Method certification. I am here to tell you that whatever case you are going through, share your story, but more importantly, there is help there. There are so many organizations. Some organizations will charge you for the services and some are voluntary charitable services. So please get out there and seek help. It is okay to seek justice. It is okay to do everything else. When that is done, take care of yourself by grieving and letting nature take its course. So, thank you for listening. Give your comments below, share your story, and more importantly, share the link. Let us reach many other people to liberate them so that they can share their stories. And together, we will create a better community. As always, next video we are doing tomorrow is going to be about COVID and losses. Don't miss your opportunity. Thank you for coming. Take care. Stay safe. Stay connected. Bye.